G'day folks, so today we're going to do some performance tests on the new iPad Pro 2018, the one that was just released. So we're going to be comparing it to, I guess, the second generation iPad Pro, the 10.5 inch. The size difference should not make any difference to the result, as the 10.5 and the 12.9 from last year had the same processor. So the results are quite curious, and let's just get into it, and that way you can see what I'm talking about. So one of the main selling points with the new iPad Pro is that it's very, very powerful. The reason I upgraded is because I do a lot of video editing, so I'm kind of curious on how that's going to affect editing on the iPad Pro. You know, is there going to be an improvement in rendering, just overall usability? So that's the test I'm running today. When you run the Geekbench, you can see that there is quite a difference. The single core score on the old iPad is 3,905, whereas the new iPad is 4,958. It's when you go to the multi-core that there's a big difference. 9,459 compared to 17,884. So on paper, this thing is quite a bit faster, and you should see quite a bit of performance improvement. But that's not really the case. So let's get in and we'll run a couple tests here. One of the big things, I'm curious on how it's going to render video, how quickly. So let's bring a video down, and we'll use the exact same video so that it's all fair. This is an 8-minute video, but I'm going to cut it down to 2 minutes. So I've gone ahead and cut it down to 2 minutes, just so when we're rendering it, it won't take as long. So we'll set up the rendering. And I've got it set at 4K, 30 frames per second, and bitrate at 50. We'll do the same for this one here. 4K, 30 frames per second, standard bitrate, 50 megabits per second. So yeah, so let's go ahead and we will render this video. It's 4K footage shot on a GoPro Hero 7. So let's start the rendering. So I am going to speed this video up so you don't have to sit and watch this, or I might even cut a little bit out if it's still taking too long. I'll be back. So wow, as you can see there, they finished at the exact same time, within a second of each other. So that's like really curious. What is all this extra power for? You would think that that would speed up rendering and editing and different things like that, but not so much in this test anyways. So if you're thinking about upgrading to the new iPad 3 to speed up your render times, if you do a lot of video editing on your iPad, you can see there that there's not a lot of difference from last year's model or the previous generation's model. So anyways, let's try the same thing with iMovie. Let's see if iMovie performs any different, because Apple just updated it, so maybe it's been updated to make use of the power, the new being able to use all the cores. So let's launch iMovie. We'll do that on both. We'll import a clip in. So we're ready to export. We're going to export both at 4K. Now I'll go ahead and I'll fast forward this, and we'll see what the results are. So you can see there that they were pretty well done at the exact same time again as well. So yeah, very curious. I wonder what that power, how it can be harnessed on the new iPad. Anyways, folks, like I said, this isn't hating on the new iPad. I'm actually quite enjoying it. In general, I found when editing in LumaFusion, especially when editing multi-tracks of 4K videos, I found it to be a little more responsive, especially when you're speeding things up, slowing things down. It was nice and fluid. Not that the other iPad had any problems, but sometimes when you were speeding up a lot of footage, it would kind of hesitate a little bit. But other than that, the old iPad was very capable. Anyways, folks, just a quick video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have my full review coming up probably in a few more days. I'm going to do some more testing and different things like that, and then I can kind of give you my thoughts on the new iPad and whether I think it was a worthwhile upgrade. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next one.